Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to the channel. Dan here, and today we're going to talk all things wilderness cabins. I was out in the Yukon last summer, and I got the chance to stay in a proper wilderness cabin at the start of my expedition and at the end of the expedition. So I'm going to tell you a lot more about Peter's cabin up in Mayo, and we've got some more footage, more pictures, and lots more to tell you. So stay tuned. So yeah, it's about a 5-hour journey when we left Whitehorse, which is the kind of wilderness city of the Yukon. 5-hour journey up to Mayo, where the actual Peter's cabin was. So, you know, we're pushing into the wilderness already as soon as you leave Whitehorse. Mayo is kind of the centre of the Yukon, and years ago it was the main hub where people used to travel from to go to these gold fields and different sites. It's got a small community there now. But Peter's cabin is, you know, half an hour out of Mayo, so you can imagine how remote that is. It's a dirt track for about half an hour, bumpy track. There's no infrastructure there, there's no electric, there's nothing. It is a full-on off-grid cabin. Has its own pontoon next to the lake, and it's just surrounded by pine trees. So as you can see, it's a pretty unique location. Yeah, a pretty amazing place to be. And as I say, one of my boyhood dreams. Some rules and things when we got to the cabin, Peter sort of laid down, and rightly so. You know, there's bears around, so there's bear protection there. There's the spikes on the boards to put underneath the windows at night. Don't leave any food around. All of those things. Carry bear spray when you go to the toilet. So you've got to be on the ball with that sort of thing. There's also mosquitoes around, lots of them, and we made a rule just that we cannot complain about mosquitoes. And at the sort of start I thought, well, what's all that about? But it makes sense. Once you start complaining about mosquitoes, they just feel worse. Inside the cabin, as you can see, fully equipped, nice stove, place to eat, your usual things, sink, cooker, lots of windows all around. Very well built cabin, very substantial. More of a modern cabin, but yeah, all the same, lovely. Really nice cabin feel about it. Plenty of beds in there. The lake outside, we went out, we fished, we paddled. What an amazing place. You know, it just had it to ourselves every time. And these are the sort of things you'll see on the lake. You know, moose right there in front of us. This was I think this was day one of the cabin. So, and most days that cow moose came out with a calf one day as well. So that was really, really special. It was a sort of preparing place for me, the cabin, before I went out on my big trip. So it was nice to get adjusted to the environment, to see these creatures up close, and, you know, prepare all my kit, charge all my batteries, and, you know, just, you know, get ready for my big trip that I had ahead. Also, you know, to enjoy the cabin as well. This is Owen. He was out fishing, getting pike. It's just full of pike, you know. Got the spinners out there. Pike's really, really tasty. So we ate a lot of pike in the cabin. I think Owen ate more than me, but that's it there, fried up, beautiful. By the fire at night, you know, nothing better. Lots of jobs to do at the cabin as well. There's this constant job for firewood. So Peter was out with Owen. Owen's a tree surgeon, so they were getting all the winter stock in for Peter. And also for us as well. It's a constant job, as I said. You're never going to get bored at the cabin. There's always things to do, whether it's clearing away, you know, wood, chopping wood, and making things. There's always stuff to do. You cannot be bored. Now here we are. I think this is when I got back off my trip, having a dip in the lake. All of us having a bit of a swim, jumping off the pontoon. Just great fun. You know, wilderness swimming. Nothing better. We had a great time there. Campfires at night, just nice to keep the flies away, and also hearing those loons is just a beautiful sound. Also, time before I went on the trip was to practice as well for bear protection. So we got the rifles out, we got the bear spray out. You know, really, really important thing to do, just to sort of be bear aware and be safe. So Peter had a makeshift range just down the road where we could get his 303 out, and the pump action and the bear spray as well. So that was pretty cool. Me and Owen both being in the military, we were in our element. Always plenty of time to carve as well. This is Owen's handiwork. He's a ninja at carving. He made this lovely fish. He's picking some berries around there as well. You know, we're in the wilderness, so there's stuff growing all around the place. He also got out and done some gold panning, which I was quite envious of because he did actually find some gold. At the end of the trip, we went on the local walk just next to the cabin. There was a big mountain there, Mount Muldoon. We summited that, which was a full day walk. And the views were spectacular from the top. Only us on the trail. Wasn't long before we saw bear scat, and about half an hour later we saw mum and cub just about 150 metres below us. That was pretty amazing. But she was just getting on with things, you know, just getting berries and just foraging along. She probably knew we were there. This is the old fireweed you see everywhere, the symbol of the Yukon, beautiful plant. And that's Peter's cabin. I'm not going to give away the exact location, but you're going to be pretty hard tasked to find it because it is in the middle of nowhere. Love this place, and I will be back. The second cabin is a cabin when I was on the actual river itself. This is right deep in the wilderness. I found this little weird metal shack type thing on the side of the river. So I thought I'd pull in, have a coffee stop and see what it was all about. I was to learn it was a survey cabin. And it was open. Here we are. The gauging station and survival shelter is operated by the Water Survey Canada for the purpose of collecting water level and discharge data. Regular visits to the station are carried out by the Whitehorse office. General public visiting this site are welcome to use the facility. Please keep the area clean and tidy. If you need to use firewood, please replace it before you depart. You are welcome to sign in the guest book and provide comments. If you deem it necessary to use and disposable items in the shelter, then please contact Wade Hantia in Whitehorse. Notify them of the items used. Wow, that's kind of them. So you can use it. Some good comments in there. Tons of grizzly shit everywhere outside. So I headed off from that little survey cabin. It was a water survey cabin. Cool little survival cabin as well, really. A few miles later, I came across something else. Now this was the cabin I imagined that I would see in the Yukon. This was a real traditional looking cabin. Someone's been coming here trapping. So just out of the trees I came across this beautiful log cabin. I've been dying to see one of these for forever. It's proper traditional made cabin, probably built in the woods where it is now from the trees around it. It's been link logged, you know, it's been done properly, cut together properly, and moss roof and chinked inside in between the logs with moss as well. So pretty awesome build, and it's just full of equipment as well. Just been abandoned. Maybe someone hasn't been up here for over a while, or it's just so remote to get to, so it's not the easiest places to get to. That's probably why it's in a state it is. And I imagine there's probably been a bear or two or whatever else in here trying to see if there's any food. Nails, hammers, axes, a lot of kit in here. It's collapsed there, look, it's rotten. That's what's happened. It's just rotten over time and maybe collapsed in. There's the flue pipe for the stove. Wow. So this was on the second on last day. This cabin here I came across again out of chance. You can see one of the windows was hanging off, the door was hanging off, the boarding that was over the doors and windows. So I checked it out, went up there. Probably bears had been there, sort of disrupting the place. So I've done a few repairs. As you can see, you know, real substantial cabin, toilet. The door was open, so very pristine inside. Everything you needed for a wilderness cabin was there, very nicely made. So I actually spent the night there. So I spent my time there just recuperating from the hot day that I had. I'd done a few repairs. I put all the boards back on the door the next day. I even left some money, I left my details. So hopefully the person doesn't get too cross that I spent the night there. But what an amazing experience. And what a great finish to my trip. Just to spend that last night in the wilderness cabin, you know, was a real treat, and it was a real good recharge, ready for my final day paddling all the way back into Mayo. So I hope you enjoyed this video and give you a bit more insight about cabins, the cabins that I experienced. Please subscribe, like as always, and let's share it. And I'm looking forward to bringing some more fresh content to you, some about the Yukon and some about my UK adventures. Guys, stay tuned and keep adventuring.